How do you accept when the person that you cared about chose somebody else? Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugit. It stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. A lot of it is self-learned, as they say. The kids are saying learned, right? No, not from this generation, they're not. But some of it is personal experience. Some of it has been observational, and a lot of it has been through other coaches, right? That give you some tips, tricks, coping strategies, success formulas, okay? So take comfort in this, okay? Especially if you've never been broken up with, or you've been married and now the person you love is asking for a divorce, or you're dating somebody and they decide they want to date somebody else, okay? So what tends to happen is one of a few different reactions. One is first denial. You know, that happened to me many years ago. I got broken up on, and I didn't believe it. I just thought it was so funny because I thought things were going well. So it was partially my ego, and partially I just was like in complete denial and avoided it. Like, just, this is impossible. But it's possible, and it happened, right? So first there's going to be that period, you know, for some people that they just don't want to believe it, or they just won't let themselves believe it, right? Because it's now throwing off everything in their day, their universe, their world, their day-to-day. Everything just changes in a snap, right? And you're trying to wrap your head around it. So you don't want it to be true, and you're like, you know, what am I going to do now? Maybe they're going to change their mind. And now you start to build that case for them to come back. You know, these are all the good things I did, yada yada, blah blah blah, right? I never say yada yada, so I don't know, it just came out. So, you know, at some point, whether it's been a few days, a few weeks, maybe months, maybe you're tormented over the whole situation, you know that you've got to accept it. And so this came from sorry, I just want to make sure I had the right directions. This came from a viewer, EJ. So EJ, thank you for the suggestion for the video. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to do my best to tackle it, okay? So basically, you want to accept, you know, the fact that the person you cared about chose somebody else. And that's a good sign, because you want to heal. And there's a lot of factors that go into, you know, healing and accepting and moving forward. And a lot of it goes back to knowing yourself, figuring out who you are, doing the work on you. You know, if there was a pill or something you could take, you know, that would, you know, brainwash you to forget about them. I mean, all of us, especially in that weakened, heartbroken state, would take it. But the truth is, growth is only found through the journey. That getting on that road and walking it out, doing the work on yourself, you know, and, you know, there's little things that can help. You know, sometimes they might give you a few moments of comfort, but then once that thought is you know, leaves an impression, and, you know, you kind of let it swirl around a little bit in your head, whether in your, you know, you're consciously thinking about it or in your subconscious, you come to understand that, or you should know this, that if they found their soulmate, right, the love of their life, and they chose somebody over you, that at the end of the day, it's a good thing, right? Because, you know, put the shoe on the other foot. You know, try not to think about your own pain, your own, you know, your own loss in this, but think about it like, okay, if it was me and I thought I was with the right person, and then I found someone that's like knocks my socks off and they're much better for me, well, do you spare the feelings of the person you're with and you're not truly happy? Do you want that person that you want so badly to give up on somebody that they want more than you? to keep you. I mean, really think about that. I know me personally, I've never wanted to stay with a person that valued somebody else or had more attraction, more in common, and that, let's say you get married and you have children and you've built this whole life together, that you've got to live with the fact that, like, let's say it's your 20-year anniversary, and you've got to think about that person always thought of you as settling, that they settled for you. Do you want to be with a person that feels like they settled for you? I don't think so. I mean, it's just, to me, it's very simple to think of it in those terms. I don't want to be with somebody that wanted to be with somebody else more than me, but settled for me because they didn't want to hurt my feelings. Long term, that's a recipe for disaster. And chances are, if they felt that way about somebody else, but stayed with you because it was like either to spare your feelings, or it's a path of least resistance, or they don't want the confrontation, or whatever the reasons might be, you just don't want to be with somebody like that. You want to be with somebody that's like, you are knocking my socks off. You are the greatest thing since sliced bread. I adore you. And, their heart is fully set on you and you on them. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way I have it right now. I am madly in love with my girlfriend. She knocks my socks off. I still can't believe that she's my girlfriend. So, I'm going to adjust it a little bit. That's the thing when it comes to acceptance, is first try to put the shoe on the other foot. If it was me, how would I react? It sucks when you give yourself over to somebody else, when you give your heart over, your emotions. Maybe you build a life with them. Maybe you have plans with them. And all of a sudden, it gets thrown a monkey wrench. That's real life stuff. That is the risk of all of this, of the game of love, right? Of that, is that, kisses, there was a poem, it's fantastic, about how kisses aren't contracts, and there's some other stuff. Of course, I can't remember it now that I'm doing the video, but you can Google that, probably, kisses aren't contracts, and put poem in the Google machine. You'll probably get your answer. Or if you have one of them fancy schmancy Alexas, you can ask Alexa too. She probably knows. But, that's the thing, is that people change, people evolve, people show you a part of themselves. They may not show all of themselves to you. You don't know that. So it takes time to get to know somebody. And if you're doing the things that it takes as a partner, you're taking care of yourself, you're showing love, showing appreciation, you're understanding like the 5 love languages and what love language speaks to your partner, and you're fulfilling those, that's really all you can do. But, people are going to be people, and not everybody's perfect, and not everyone's a perfect fit for you. So it's a time thing. It's a time thing. It's putting yourself in the other, someone else's shoes thing. And if that person is really good for them, then you know what? That's great. Not that you need to still be like head over heels, or like, doing backflips, so happy for them or anything. You're still going to probably be a little bit resentful, a little bit hurt, but time heals those things. They become distant memories, and then they become like a second thought or you don't give it a second thought, I should say, because you're going to move on, you're going to be okay, and believe it or not, you're going to be better. I know very few people that have had their hearts broken by somebody else, been cheated on, or been left, and they chose somebody else. I know very few people that just stayed in that state of disbelief and couldn't accept it, didn't believe it, and thought, how could they do this to me? How could they this? How could they that? That's just life. That's just how things go down sometimes. And the fact is that if you do the things that we discuss on this channel, of bettering yourself, finding yourself, increasing your self-awareness, work on becoming whole, you're going to move on, you're going to improve, and you're going to be better than before. And if any of you have testimonials about that, like especially you, EJ, you've given me a lot of great feedback, and I appreciate that. I know there's others of you. Don't be shy. Just send a message over, and EJ can speak for this, that I'm pretty rapid fire in my replies, and I'll get back to you sooner than later. I'm just like you. I'm an everyday average person that just wants, to figure all of this out and, live a better life. And the fact that I've got good results from practicing these principles, I feel like it's my duty to share that with you. And I enjoy the process. I really enjoy doing the channel and all the work. So please ask. We're all just trying to figure this out together. We have the internet, an amazing community, and an amazing ability to connect with anybody in the world and find people that are going through the same things you're going through, and reaching out and helping each other. So help me to help you, and we're all getting a little bit better each day because of it. I first relied on a lot of people to help me and to build that foundation and a realistic view of love and how it fits into your everyday life, and realizing that no one person is responsible wholly for your happiness, right? If you're looking to one person for all of your happiness, and without them you are completely depressed and feel like life has no meaning, then you've made that other person an idol. You've put them up on a pedestal, and you basically are worshiping at the altar of either the relationship or of a relationship, and it's always going to let you down. If you watch any reality TV about like love situations, and you look at one partner that has like these unbelievable expectations of what love is and what their partner's going to be, and the other person doesn't have that same expectation, and the one person fails the other as far as what their expectations were, you see like everything go from bliss, amazing honeymoon phase, to claws come out and like bombs are thrown, grenades are thrown, and then it becomes a complete nightmare. So you've got to find the balance. You've got to find your fulfillment in a balance of everything in life. And a relationship, nobody is perfect. Nobody has all of the answers to things. But at the end of the day, you will finally accept that they chose somebody else. And hopefully, for their sake, it was the right choice. And if not, it may have been the biggest mistake of their life to pass you up. But you can't harp on any of that, and you need to just let that go and not give so much thought. Don't let it consume you. You need to be consumed with tomorrow, right? In a sense, you almost, theoretically speaking, knock off the rear view mirrors of the car of life, and you just keep going forward. Okay? Take the reverse off of the shift and just, go forward, because there's nothing back there that you want. If they did come back to you, and it was after a period of time, there's always going to be that little seed of doubt of, well, are they just waiting to find the next person that's better than me? What do they call that? Hypergamy? There's a lot of videos on hypergamy. I don't think I've done one. I just didn't feel well learned enough to speak to that yet. But yeah, we've got some great videos coming up, guys. And thanks again. It's I appreciate all of the thoughts and correspondence. I always appreciate it. So I'm a real people person. A lot of people are like real introverts in their real life, and then they get on video and they go, I've known a lot of people like that. This is me. I'm very much like this. I love to connect with people, and I'm very interested in the human condition, in social experiments, seeing how people react, and helping people live a better life, So, while we're here on this planet, making it the best we can. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I helped you a little bit further along, adding to the conversation, and I look forward to you guys' thoughts, and hope you're staying safe and healthy and living your best life, even though it's crazy right now. It's crazy out there. It's a jungle. Welcome to the jungle. It gets worse here every day. That's not true, though. They can get better every day. It's on your mindset, and it's on your mission, your focus, your purpose. And when you're doing those things, you're going to be surprised how much all the external stuff doesn't really matter as much. Like, share, subscribe. talk to you crazy kids later. Bye.